Hello, everybody. This is Let's OTT's Let's Connect, and today we will be having a conversation with the brilliant Kamakhya Narayan Singh about his film Bhor, which has been honored with critical acclaim in many film festivals, such as Cairo International Film Festival and the Indo-Berlin Film Festival, among others. The film is available to be streamed on MX Player, so make sure that you watch it. Okay, so while the film's basic premise is sanitation, it touches upon a lot of other topics, such as caste and, the dignity of not only being a woman, but being a human being first and foremost. So, what was the thought process behind ideating such a film?
I've been student of social work, uh, and I worked with news channels. So always the things around me always inspired me to do something. So sanitation has been one topic which has been discussed in last decade, and so that made me feel that we should work on sanitation. And when sanitation, this government and the last government, both of them were working on sanitation. This government made it a movement. So I felt, why not we should write a script on sanitation. And then I felt, how would the last person of this country, if Musahars are a very downtrodden tribal community living in the plains of Bihar, how would they react? And when the education reaches them, when the political system is trying to use them at that juncture, at that point of life, how they are at that part of in that structure, how do they react? So the story is about that. And then it's about how a female from that community reacts.
Themes such as open defecation or domestic abuse, which the film has explored, is something which people prefer to discuss about within closed doors. And yet you chose to project your film on a global platform such as MX Player. So why do you think is it necessary for a global audience to watch it?
Domestic violence or sanitation has been spoken, but what I wanted to do is make it more entertaining. So my film is an art film, but it's in an we have spoken caste system more in entertaining way. We have used the humors of rural India to talk about the caste system. We have used the rituals, the traditions. We have filmized those small things to talk about the culture of rural India. So we have done in a different way. But always there has been, the filmmakers have spoken about uh, abuse, domestic abuse, or caste system in our country. But they have done in very serious way. I wanted to do in a little humorous way.
That is one aspect of it, that it is a very entertaining film in itself. And that is why do you think that the global audience will find an appeal in the film through MX Player?
See, before MX Player, it's been to different film festivals, and MX is basically, I think so, in India, and it's a free. Give the film a reach in the mass.
The fact that it normalizes the discussion around hygiene, it does not only focus, on the shortcomings of the village area. It also talks about the urban area and how sanitation is also important in the urban areas where it is almost all the time overlooked. So, was an urban outlook towards sanitation always a part of the script ideation?
Yes, definitely. See, I had when I and my friends were writing the script, we had thought of doing it more rural centric. But then again, we thought if there are lots of migrations, so we picked up the topic of migration also. And when they migrate, what is the situation? So that way we put it.
So, who was your intended audience of the film, and did the film reach that intended audience?
Yes, definitely. Everyone in the country, right from a child to old age person, everyone was my audience, because I feel most of Indians, 70-80% Indians, have some or other roots in the villages. And when they see the film, they will realize, yeah, they had a village, or they were from the village, or they are living in the village. So it's for the people who are connected to the village.
You chose a very realistic setting with real people, in front of the camera. So how was that process sorted?
The supporting cast was from the village. We trained them, but
Right.
the major characters, they were from the cities. We took
Right.
them in the village for 2 months, trained them as an actor, and made them look like villagers.
And it showed on screen. It really
Yes,
did,
yes,
because
yes. Thank you so much.
you cannot differentiate between who is an actor and who is a character, and it is so well done, and it is so well figured out. The whole frame by frame of each scene, it actually feels very real, and it hits you home somewhere, the messages that the film tries to give out. And that is one other question that I had, that commercial Indian cinema, when they portray the rural side, or when they have actors portraying rural people, they have a very outsider's look to it, and it's a very violent outlook that they have of the rural area. If an audience who is used to that kind of an outlook, who is used to that kind of a status quo, where rural India is seen in a very violent way, the people from rural India is seen in a very violent way, this film is kind of changing that narrative and kind of putting the perspective back to what is real and what is authentic in rural India. So did you want the audiences to kind of feel that shock of something being so rustic and yet so simple but powerful?
That's the job of a filmmaker. As a documentary filmmaker, I wanted to do that.
Right.
I wanted to bring the break the prejudice of people that villagers to aise hi hote hai, Thakur to aisa hi hota hai. So those notions. See, job of filmmaker is to give you a surprise. So I thought, I feel that I was successful in surprising people with yes, Thakur can be this, a character like Chamku can be like that. So those things I try to do. That's the way you experiment with your characters and with your narratives.
So talking about character and experimenting, for the first time, I have seen a woman as the focal point of, she's talking about her own problems, and that is her narrative. It is not, a man is not coming in and saving her. She's not some damsel in distress. So how did the characterization of such a strong female character such as Budhni come about?
When we started ki whenever you talk about Musahars, they have been used symbolically. So I wanted, if a Musahar girl changes, how a Musahar girl can be a strong girl. So that is there is where my thoughts came ki yes, there should be a strong character like Budhni who could do this.
Do you think that kind of impacted the audiences that watched your film?
Yes.
Yeah, what was their reaction to your film?
They came and say whenever they saw the Thakur, they thought he would do something bad to the girl, and always he surprised. Then about the characters, they always told me ki they look real. They are are they from village? So all those things have come to me, and that has come as an appreciation.
The film had a very intimate relationship with the Indian culture. So how did the global audience perceive it? And what was
it was refreshing for them. It has been refreshing for them because they have seen lots of larger than life marriages, weddings of Indian cinema. So it was very refreshing for them that yes, the marriages happen this way also.
Right. Congratulations to you for making
thank you so much
a wonderful film. It is
thank you
absolutely out of the box. It is so refreshing, as you said, because sanitation is something that is not talked about when it comes to a woman, and when it comes to a woman being the protagonist of her own life story in films like these. Thank you so much for joining me in this conversation.
Thank you.
Loved your responses, and I hope that the audience who will watch this film on MX Player will find as much joy as I did.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.